Hi, very good afternoon, one and all. Let us coming to 10th biology. Regarding biology, now we are in a continuation of the 6th chapter. This is the part 2. So, I mean that reproduction, about reproduction, already we are completed the introduction part. In that part already we covered that what is mean by reproduction, why the organisms are reproduced, what is the importance of reproduction, what is the difference between sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. So now let us come into the actual part of the lesson was introduced by this way. See, actually in plants and animals reproduction is necessary for life processes for continuation of life by producing offspring. Is clear, children? So they are given that the quotation in the textbook beginning itself. So what is the importance of reproduction? Once again we have to discuss. Why? Because why we are studying about reproduction? What is the importance of reproduction in nature? See, actually in plants and animals, reproduction is necessary life processes for continuation of life by producing offspring. What do you mean by offspring? Offspring is their own kind. As I said in the first part, dog produce puppies, a cat produce kittens, human beings produce the babies, a pigeon produce the square. Like that, they have to produce their own kind that we call as a offspring. It's clear? So now let us be coming to the for example, the primary, as we discussed in the previous, the primary organisms, especially the primary animals, they can reproduce by the asexual mode of reproduction. What is meant by asexual mode of reproduction? Asexual in the sense absence of the sexual organisms, means they doesn't have any a special kind of sexual organisms. So that just they have to simply fission, means they have to dividing into two parts. I mean that, see, amoeba. As you know that amoeba is a single cell organism. Why? Because they have to do all the life process within this single cell. So that we have to treat it as it is a organism. But basically based on the cell number, it is called as a unicellular or protozoan, single cell organism. It is the shapeless organism. Already learned that 8th class itself how the amoeba can reproduce by the way of binary fission. So amoeba is a shapeless organism. This is the amoeba. So this is the cytoplasm. This is the nucleus. This is the contractile vacuole. These are the food vacuole. These are the pseudopodia. So when amoeba going to reproduce, they have to go to the binary fission. Fission mean divide, split. So fission in the sense splitting over of these parent amoeba nucleus into two daughter amoeba. I mean that the sharing of this nucleus into two daughter amoebas. So obviously one parent amoeba becomes to two daughter amoeba. After coming to this two daughter amoebas, there is no parent amoeba existing. That is the difference in that in a binary fission of amoeba. As well as euglonia. You know that euglonia this is the structure of euglonia. So euglonia is having the flagellum, they are having the chromatophores. So these are green in color. This is the characteristic feature of algae. But this ribbon shaped structure flagellum is having the animal characteristic. So due to this plant and animal characteristics, these are becomes to somewhat augmented, so that they have to kept in that Protista kingdom by this R.H. Whittaker. As you learned at the 9th class, R.H. Whittaker 5 kingdom classification. One is algae, the second one is fungi. That means so Monera kingdom, next they keep that fungi kingdom, in between these are the Protista kingdom. So euglonia, they have to become two daughter euglenias by binary fission. So both amoeba and euglonia through the binary fission, longitudinal binary fission, both amoeba and euglonia they give to daughter amoebas and daughter euglenias. But when we are coming to the paramecium, paramecium is called as a slipper-shaped animalcule. It is called as a protozoan or called as animalcules. So this is called as a slipper-shaped animalcule. So these paramecium is having the special character. Why? Because see, paramecium goes to the reproduction in two ways. One is favorable conditions, the second one is unfavorable conditions. Usually in the favorable conditions, the paramecium divided into or split into two in that horizontally, means transverse fission. The paramecium takes place in a horizontal, that means transverse fission. Whereas coming to the in the unfavorable conditions, I mean that for example one paramecium gives rise to two daughter paramecia. The 2 becomes to 4, 4 becomes to 8, 8 becomes to 16, 32, 64, 128. So when there are multiple divisions takes place, the paramecium becomes to very weak condition. So they are unable to split. For example, we are taking a new fresh paper, newspaper, we are splitting into small pieces again and again and again. So finally, we are unable to split the pieces because of they are very fine, they are very minute particles. So like that, the paramecium, whenever they have to unfavorable conditions, they go to the combination of these both the parameciums. So both the parameciums are crossing over. That means they have to approach each other and they have to cross this nucleus. Obviously, the paramecium is having the macronucleus and micronucleus. Here also micro and macronucleus. They have to exchange the here, for example, the macronucleus goes to here. This macronucleus comes to here. This micronucleus comes to here. This micronucleus comes to here. That means the cell membrane which is between the two parameciums are dissolved and they have to form the cytoplasmic bridge. Through the cytoplasmic bridge, they have to exchange their nucleus. Exchange the nucleus. So this is called as a conjugation. So conjugation means it is a type of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is what? Exchange of the nucleus. That means male gamete, sperm cell nucleus fusion with the female gamete ovum. The two nucleus are fusion. There we call it a fusion, F-U-S-S-I-O-N. Fusion in the sense combination. But here we are talking about fission. Fission means splitting over. Here see the one parent amoeba or one parent euglena is splitting over to becomes to two daughter. But here this is called as a fusion. So that is why it is called as a sexual mode of reproduction, a type of conjugation. So I mean that already you learned that amoeba, euglena in that 8th class itself by binary fission, but 10th class they given that one more new topic about the paramecium which we unknown, that is called as a conjugation. Is clear? Then we move to the next concept is, apart from that reproduction, we are talking about regarding reproduction, the time being factor also very important to reproduce the organisms in their life period. For example, say the bacteria can reproduce within a short span of time. Why? Because their life cycle is very small. Within a hours, within a minutes, they have to reproduce. While coming to the elephant, it takes more time. Human beings, we know that the gestation period, the pregnancy period is nearly 280 days, 9 months. Like the cow, they are also taking 280 days. I mean that the time required to reproduce also varies from organism to organism. So while coming to the textbook concern, they are going to the textbook content example, Lactobacillus bacterium. Of course, already you learned that microbiology in 8th standard, microbiology, the story of microorganisms. Already we conducted a lab activity. How the cord is formed in that in our household. I mean that the curdling of milk. Actually, when we have to heat the milk, the lukewarm milk, when we are adding the buttermilk, 1 or 2 drops, obviously within 3 to 4 hours, maximum 5 hours, the total milk is converted into curd. Means the lactobacillus bacteria which is present in the buttermilk or curd, they have to convert it into entire this milk into semi-solid condition. That condition we call as a curd. I mean that here the entire milk, the bacteria is multiplying. Actually, when we are adding 1 or 2 drops of buttermilk, the bacterium number is very less. Maybe it is in a 1 or 2 or 10, not more than that maximum. But these bacteria can multiply by this binary fission. That means they have to multiply their cell number. Multiply their number and the entire the milk is turned into curd. So this is the takes place only minutes time. While coming to the next topic of this chapter, very important concept for 4 months criteria, we are discussing about. Now we are entering to the actual part of the lesson, asexual mode of reproduction. So as we know that asexual means absence of the sexual organs, means absence of the sexual organs of organisms. So asexual mode of reproduction means that these organisms doesn't have any sexual part. So these asexual mode of reproduction in lower organisms, either it is algae or fungi or protozoans or bacteria. So these organisms can reproduce by this asexual mode of reproduction simply by binary fission like amoeba, euglena, bacteria, and transverse fission like paramecium and all. So we are discussing about fission means fission of paramecium. They are given the transverse fission in the textbook example. So while we are coming to the textbook, it's very easy to understand about that by showing the picture. See, this is the picture of paramecium which undergoes transverse fission. The two parameciums, that means the two parameciums are fusion in the conjugation. Suppose one paramecium is going to the fission in a transverse fission. This is called as a transverse fission. The next example they are given to the these are the yeasts. Yeasts, as you know that alcohol production, so by fermentation process. So there you learn about yeast. So yeast is produced generally by the budding method, as like fungi. So yeast and fungi, they can reproduce by these buds. Do you know about that? For example, mushrooms, they have to form that buds. So regarding the next method, budding is one of the asexual mode of reproduction in lower organisms like yeast and fungi. They can reproduce by their number by this simplest budding method. Next we go to the fragmentation. Fragmentation means spirogyra, pepper shaped organism. So this is nothing but a algae. So whenever we are visit a pond, sometimes in a rainy season, entire the pond water is dark greenish color due to this spirogyra or algae. So actually how the entire the pond surface water is becomes to green. At the beginning it was very less. Later on it will go to the dark green. Very soon the entire the pond water is becomes to green due to this fragmentation. It takes very less time. For example, see algae and fungi, they have to go to the this is the common most asexual mode of reproduction in the fragmentation. Next coming to the parthenogenesis. See parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis, nowadays it is very familiar in that word. Why? Because we are using the dates, watermelon, grapes. We are choosing this seedless fruits. We are choosing the seedless fruits. We are giving the much priority to take seedless fruits. How the seedless fruits are introduced into the market? What is the technique? What is the strategy they are following? See, actually, parthenogenesis is one of the technique, advanced technique in biotechnology through biotechnology. So let us come into that here. Actually, the female gametes that we call as a ova or ovum. Ova means plural, ovum is a singular. See, the female gametes mean ovum or ova develop into zygote. I mean that without involvement of the male gametes means sperms, only the female gametes are turned into develop into zygote. So here there is no question of male part. Only the female part means the ovumes are developed into zygote. So here we can see that the seedless fruits. This is the technique which usually followed the parthenogenesis. They are given to the textbook page number 118. So for example, see this is the watermelon. So in this watermelon, when we observe this watermelon, actually there is no seeds. Why? Because the female part, that means the female part means ovums, directly they have to modify or develop into zygote. So this is called as a parthenogenesis. Next we are going to the regeneration. For example, see this is called as a liver fluke. Fasciola hepatica, liver fluke means it is a fluke. It is a worm which lives in the sheep's or goat's liver. This is called as a liver fluke. Why we are taking this liver fluke for example sake? Because these liver fluke is having the highest regeneration capacity. So what is meant by regeneration? Regeneration in the sense they have to get their once again their lost part. For example, it is a very familiar example in our household. When we are seeing the lizard, they lost their tail. After few days, they have to get their tail, get back their tail. How it is possible? By regeneration. I mean that they lost their tail, again they have to regenerate their tail. Like that earthworm, when we cut the earthworm in a clitellum portion, 14 to 17 segments. So when we cut the 17 segments, up to 17 segments, the remaining part it will be regenerated. For example, when we are taking the liver fluke, as we taken the textbook example, when we cut into pieces, every bit is developed into whole organism. So this is called as a regeneration. Of course, regeneration means they have to get their lost part. It don't come that new organism, only they have to get their lost part. It is possible only that some particular organisms are particular part of organism. For example, we are having the most regeneration capacity in our liver. Suppose we have to donate some bit of liver to a patient, alcoholic addict person, they have to damage their liver. Suppose we are donate some bit of part of our liver, the lost part they have to regenerate. So these are the common most methods of asexual mode of reproduction. Thank you children. Next class we are going to discuss about vegetative propagation. Thank you for watching.